Hi everyone, I'm just going to be recapping the lab that we did today. For those of you guys that had already reviewed the course module prior to today, you'll notice that I did change up the order of competencies. So the two competencies that we went over today are competency 3, which is stapling along with using the Adson tissue forceps, and competency 4, which is your simple running suture or your simple continuous stitch. So the first competency that I'm going to review with you guys will require that you have your Sim Vivo pad, your Adson forceps, and your staple. So why would we choose stapling over our simple interrupted or even our running stitch? There are two pros to this. One, it is essentially faster to staple out of all of the approximation, ways of approximating. Secondly, staples have less tissue reaction. Therefore, you're going to have a lower risk of post-operative infection. So as a surgical assistant, a lot of the times you can utilize the surgical tech to help assist you with closing the incision, where one person will have 2 tissue forceps, preferably 2 Adson with teeth, and they will basically take the incision and they will approximate it while the other person will go and staple. But because you are on your own and we are doing this, at home, you guys are going to show this competency by doing this by yourself. So it does not matter if you have the stapler on your left or your right, or your Adson on your left or your right. It really is just going to depend on where the incision is, where you are standing, and what makes you the most comfortable. So when you guys start to close with the stapler, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to invert the skin edges, making sure that they are puckering out versus going in. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to take an even amount of skin from each side of the incision. You're going to pinch it up with your tissue forceps, like so. And then you're going to line up the arrow onto the incision itself. Typically, you're going to be perpendicular to the incision. Some people will actually do an angle. But to get a cleaner wound healing, you will go perpendicular and then you would release. Again, inverting the edges like so. Perpendicular, lining up the arrow. A lot of people ask, what is, your general rule of spacing? Some people will actually take their tissue forceps and they will either kind of go in between or they would just turn it to the side. It really just depends on where the incision is at.